Yo, yo. What's good, man? This is your boy at DFSMasterMind coming to you live, man. Car edition. These games just wrapped up. I've been doing a little homework, been trying to get my mind right. I gotta bounce back tomorrow, man. I took a mean L today, and I hate saying that, but it's the truth, man. And I'm pissed off, man, because I was on the right people, man. I did my job, I did my homework, I did my research, and I was on point with a lot of my stacks. I nailed my pitching. One thing that really hurt me tonight was Trevor Cahill. He wound up being the chalk. He was about 30 to 35, 36% on in most of my tournaments. And when he got the win tonight, it just bumped me out of the green line on a lot of my lineups. I ran out 6 lineups tonight, man, and I'm gonna read you my totals, man, just to see, just to show y'all what I was looking like tonight. One lineup I had 151, another lineup I had 140. My next one I had 125. I had a 173. I had a 133, and I had a 142. So hearing those numbers, man, I did a really good job, man. Those are numbers that on most nights you want to end up with. If you end up with that, you're gonna end up in the green, man, on a lot of those lineups. Now, of course, I cashed on my 173 lineup, but that was the one lineup, man. That was the one lineup I put in a $2 tournament. Out of all the tournaments I played, it was my lowest tournament. And, I just won like a little bit of my money back. It wasn't anything special. And, some nights that's just how it works out. But we ain't going to dwell on it, man. Y'all know what we going to do. Y'all know what I'm going to say. We going to bounce back. We going to take what we learned, and we're going to apply it to tomorrow, man, so we can get to the green line. I was right outside the green line, man. I'm telling you. And a lot of my lineups, man, whenever Cahill got the win, it just like that much, man. It just bumped me outside the green. But it's alright, man. It's alright. It's part of the process, man. We're gonna continue to learn from it, continue to build, and continue to get better, man. But without further ado, man, I'm going to give you a quick run through of tomorrow's slate. We have a lot of games on the slate for tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a run through this early. It's going to be like my early look at it. The things I say right now are not set in stone. But I just want to get an idea of who I'm liking, who I want to target, and, things like that, man. So we're going to hop into it. First game, we have the Mariners versus the Phillies. Implied run total is 4 to a 4.1. We have Miranda versus Jared Eichhoff. Out of this game, I'm not liking the pitchers. The one thing I do like, I like some of these Philly bats. To try to target, man, we can definitely look at doing a little mini stack against Miranda. I think the Philly bats have been pretty solid. I don't see why they'll slow down going up against a below average pitcher. So I think Philly bats are in play. I'm gonna give them a thumbs up. Pitching wise, I think I'm good, man. We got a lot of games to choose from, so I'm only gonna recommend the pitchers that I really feel good about and the pitchers that I will be willing to use. And on tomorrow's slate, man, they're not for me. Next game, we got the Washington Nationals versus the Baltimore Orioles. Implied run total 4.8 to a 3.8. We have the ace Max Scherzer on the slate. He's on the mound tomorrow versus Ubaldo Jimenez. I think I said that right. I hope I said it right. Of course, Max Scherzer gets a thumbs up. He's definitely in play. Depending on what bat you want to get, who you paying up for, hopefully you can squeeze him in. I will definitely have a lineup that I start off with him as my starting pitcher. because he's a dominant arm, man. I don't want to miss out on like a 11 to 12K game plus the win. So he's definitely gonna be in play for me. Jimenez, I'm not really a huge fan of. I think I can pass on him. But I do like the Baltimore bats a little bit. That's one thing that sucks. I don't wanna stack against the one of my pitchers unless I was trying to do a hedge bet. But I think there would be a bigger. I like the hedge against the chalk more than anything. So if he turns out to be the chalk, maybe a Baltimore stack will be in play. But yeah, man, Max Scherzer is definitely in play. We can definitely target Jimenez though. We could look at some of these national bets. Bryce Harper, he came back today. He went yard. He's in play. Along with these hot national bets, I think they're all in play. Moving on to the next game, we got Carlos Carrasco versus Mike Bolsinger. Implied run total 4.8 to a 3.8, just like the last game. Carlos Carrasco is another stud, man. Another stud we could look at. K-Stuff will be there. Blue Jays, they're starting to turn around a little bit, man. They're producing more runs, which is always good to see. But I think Carlos Carrasco is definitely in play. Excuse me. As far anything else from this game, I wouldn't mind looking at some of these Cleveland bats. I think their run total is telling us they're gonna put up some runs going up against a nobody. I think this guy's a reliever pitcher. We know the Blue Jays have 2 injured SPs, so they're trying to get some of these bullpen guys and just, eat up some innings, man. That's all they really want. Oh, shit. Damn. My little... Damn. Alright, look, we finna rock it like this. I'm finna go ahead and bust out the rest of this. My little tripod just fell. But yeah, we got Bolsinger. We could definitely target him. Next game we got the Cardinals versus the Miami Marlins. Adam Wainwright versus Dan Straley. I don't want any of these pitchers as far as bats. I would definitely take a look at some of these Cardinal bats. And we could even take a look at some Miami bats if you want to take a chance on a Ozuna, a Stanton, a Yelich, D. Gordon with the stolen base upside. I feel like all these guys could be in play. Wainwright just hasn't been the same, man. He hasn't been the Wainwright of old, so we could definitely take advantage of that. Next game, we got the Giants versus the Mets. We have Jeff Samardzija, the Shark, versus Zach Wheeler. Implied run total 3.5 to a 3.6. Looking at this game, I like the Shark, man. I really do. Only downside, he's going up against a bunch of lefties, and switch hitters, man. But I think the K stuff will be there. In his last game, he was magnificent. He pitched a really, really good game. So maybe he's starting to get it. He realized he needs to step up with Bum being out. Cueto's been stepping up too, but Jeff has definitely been on his grind. Mets are not that good as far as stringing together runs. They get a lot of their runs off homers. If he can limit the home run ball, he would definitely be a good play. Zach Wheeler's been okay. He hasn't been bad enough to stack against. But I think he could be in play, man, because the Giants' bats have not been that solid, man. They have not been as good as you would like. So maybe. Myself personally, probably nah. Probably no. There's a lot of pitchers out there that I'd rather have than Zach Wheeler. But, if you want to take a chance, I wouldn't be mad at you. I would understand it. Let's see. Then we got the Yankees versus the Cincinnati Reds. Now, this game has a little rain concern. We have CC Sabathia versus Tim Edelman. If this game plays, man, we going to stack the shit out of it, to be real. Like, that's what we're going to do. Two pitchers that are struggling. Tim Edelman will struggle probably the rest of his career. That was messed up for me to say that, but right now he's trash. CC Sabathia hasn't been that good, and in his last few starts, he's actually been awful, very, very below average. So, small ballpark, we could definitely look to target some of these bats. Yankee bats have been on fire, dude. Like, they've been crushing. Cincinnati Reds have too. So yeah, that's looking like a game stack option. Next game we have the Kansas City Royals versus the Rays. We have Chris Young versus Matt Andriese. In this game, man, I don't want too much. I know I'm not touching the pitchers as far as bats go. If I had any bat suggestions, I would look at a few of these Rays bats going up against Chris Young. The Royals finally put it together a little bit, man. They got a few runs today. People started hitting. Maybe their bats are starting to wake up. If that's the case, man, I will miss it this game, but the next game I will be on it. So I'm gonna give them another game to show me, show me what they got. Like I said, it's a lot of options in tomorrow's slate, so I'm not gonna force something that's not there. So I want to see it a little bit more before I fully commit. But yeah, I don't like the pitchers. I don't like too many hitters, so that game is kind of. I might even scratch this game out, to be honest. That's one thing you got to do, man. If you can find a few games to where you just don't want any part of, that'll give you that'll help narrow your options down, man. Help you focus in on what you do like. Next game we got the Boston Red Sox versus the Milwaukee Brewers. Drew Pomeranz versus Willie Peralta. Drew Pomeranz has been on fire going up against a Milwaukee team that Ks a lot. If he can get past the first four batters, the rest of the lineup should be easy selling. The only thing that scares me about Pomeranz is the ballpark. They're in Miller Ballpark, and we all know that's a hitter's ballpark. So yeah, I do like Pomeranz. If I end up needing a mid price pitcher, I'm gonna definitely look in at him just because I know the K's will be there. Like I said, Milwaukee they strike out a lot, man. So we could definitely try to target that. Willie Peralta, man, he sucks. He sucks, man. So we can look at these Boston bats. One thing that was making me a little hesitant about Pomeranz was the ballpark, man. So Boston hitters should benefit. They're getting a boost in ballparks, and they're going up against a below average pitcher, man. So let's key in on it, man. I like it. Next game, we got the Atlanta Braves versus Houston Astros. Implied run total 3.5 to a 5.1. We have Bartolo Colon versus Charlie Morton. Now, this is a second game stack, man. It's supposed to be 80 degrees. Houston is a positive hitter's ballpark. Bartolo sucks. People will be on Charlie Morton. I'm not a believer yet. And y'all know I love these two teams, man. I love the bats on both these teams. So I would definitely be targeting this game as a game stack. I like the options, man. I really do. Next game, we have the Minnesota Twins versus Chicago White Sox. Hector Santiago versus Mike Pelfrey. Implied run total for both teams are 4.3. I think we could definitely look at the Minnesota Twins bats. I'm not a fan of Pelfrey. I actually love to target him. Hector Santiago, he's decent, man. He has a little bit of my respect, so I'm not going to go all in and try to target him with some of these White Sox bats, but a few highlight hitters from this game. I love Abreu, and I love Ty Frazier, and I love Matt Davison for tomorrow. I think those guys are going to all be in play for me. And that's going to do it for that game. I'm going to make another video. I got it coming really quick. I'm almost at my time limit, so check me out on the